after our dates, a few dates, and we both agreed that we wanted to get married. Marriage was the final goal, the ultimate goal. I had this brilliant idea that I really, like for me, I really believed in preparing for marriage, and I still do. So what I did, I had told him, because I used to go to church somewhere and he used to go to church, and I'd heard about these prima classes in another church. So I told him we'll go for 3 prima classes. 3.
Yeah. And when you're in love, some of these stupid ideas don't. Like she came and she had actually that day she came with a PowerPoint presentation. She like, you see, this is where we are. If we save money, this is where we are going. And here,
Our
for us-
5-year plan.
so we'll go to 3 premarital counseling classes. And then she told me, I have 19 aunties, and you will need to see each one of them in the parking order. You know, the highest, the last one. If you pass the 18, you are not yet there. Auntie 19 is that one you have to fast, like go to the wilderness for 40 days.
But Juma, you have to be sure. But I also remember this, that we took some time off to just pray and get to find out whether we're in sync. So we enrolled for a class. There were 12 classes, and I think for me that was confirmation that for real I was going to spend the rest of my life with this guy. Reason being, we discussed various topics, communication, we talked about baggage, and I think for me that was the real eye-opener. Like how at times when you get married, you tend to relate to your spouse. Like I look at him the way my dad used to treat my mom. Like that's how I expect him to treat me, I'm a firstborn, he's also a firstborn. And we are both decision makers. That class taught me that I need to look at Juma as an individual, not like my dad or any other man I'd seen out there. I need to look at him as an individual and support him. I should not bring my baggage from my past life or my previous life into a marriage relationship. I remember, now for me, the real thing where I really was sure that he's the one was our personalities. I'm an introvert. He's such an extrovert. And just getting, and also in class, we're 10 couples, and people talk, when guys would talk, you're like, hey, our challenges are not new.
I think we had started quarreling. we started, you had started misbehaving, and I was putting in place mechanisms to discipline.
It had left you.
Let me tell you, what she may not have told you is she left me 5 times.
No, Duncan, it was once.
You left me.
It was
You called off
twice.
our relationship
Twice,
5
just
times.
twice.
Okay,
No,
the ones I
twice.
can remember. And by the way, I come from a family of mathematicians.
Twice, because of getting late once. He turned up for a date late. So for me, I was like,
Can you imagine? Is it making sense to you guys? that you lose a relation. This reminds me of the day Jesus was left in church. I'm imagining Mary, the mother of Jesus, went to God and like, God, you remember that your one
and only son.
only begotten son? Do you have another one? And God like, he's the only one. Then he went back to church too. Anyway, so
The second time I left you was because
oh my God. Oh. No, let me tell you guys. Kendi asked me to MC a wedding of a friend.
I hope the friend is watching.
I will tell you, those are bad things. Lesson, if you forget anything, remember the lesson. Don't follow your girlfriend's idea if you're not yet married. Some of those ideas will kill you. So I go to this wedding as an MC. One of the best in town. I think I'm the best MC in this country.
And was on the lineup.
And so Kendi was on the lineup, and she said, I don't have a gift. My gift is I bring my boyfriend to be your MC. And you see, So I MC the wedding and I'm having a good time. But they had gone for a photo shoot and I think they delayed. So when they came back, they found me on a roll. We were having a good time. The crowd was loving me and I was loving them right back. So there's this guy who had a bald head. I'm praying that mine delays because the payment I will receive. So I was making fun of him. He was my friend. We were with him in college, so he was my friend. So I was making fun of him. I was having a good time. Kendi could have none of it. She was boiling.
But you see,
can't-
for me, I thought huyu msee anachongwa wase wengine, and you've met at the wedding. I didn't know what was happening.
The crowd was loving me. So immediately we made the final prayer. She pulled me next to a pink Pro Box. By the way, and what is
No,
it?
that-
What
let-
is
let
it
me- let
with
me-
you people from Eastern with Pro Box?
We've
What-
never seen
what-
a red Pro Box. I was
It
in
was
a
the
red
only
dress
one.
and it was a white Pro Box. I was in a red dress. I know you're colorblind. This was the red. The dress was this red.
I tell you, it was a pink. You know that Airtel color? I'm not, I think it was the Airtel. It was written Airtel
No.
pink, the color of clarity. I remember very well. So she pulls me next to this Pro Box and gave me a lashing. You think I'm powerful? Hey. Kuku ni kuku, jogo ni jina. This girl worked on me.
No, I just told him. I think, like, and you see, that's why I
And
was
then
saying,
she called. Lucky I hadn't given her a ring. That time she would have thrown it back to me, and this thing would have been very difficult to return it on her finger.
no, I just think I didn't know what was happening. So I thought, hey, this guy, aki amechongwa wase, na hajui. So for me, I was like, I don't think things were going to work out between the two of us. But then, what saved the relationship?
God has an amazing sense of humor. The pastor's wife, Kendi's pastor's wife, was the one helping in cutting cake, the things people give pastors' wives as rolls. So she cut the cake. So she passed by us where we were and told me, Juma, I have laughed. I've had the time of a life. See Jesus. See Jesus. Then another guy passed by and said, you should be on radio. I'm like, yeah, I sent my CV to Kiss. Hey, never picked it. The loss is on their side. And a few other people passed by and said, you know what? I've attended weddings. You're the man. And I looked at Kendi and her makeup was running.
And
Pastor's
that's the
wife.
thing, I had not understood how you do your emceeing. You know, I had not understood your craft.
Yeah, but
also by hanging out with you, these days I'm his number one fan. Mimi hata ndo mtext namwambia sema hii, fanya hivi, you know. Mimi ndo support number one.
Yeah, I almost lost. Imagine losing your wife because of the job you're being paid for. In fact, that wedding, I was being paid, I think, 20K. That 20K, I had planned to go and do away with
Mahari.
no. Like I was planning to M-Pesa your dad as a deposit for my dowry. Like, anyway, I'm kidding. But this is the thing. We had started fighting
Yeah.
and quarreling, disagreeing.
Yeah.
On time. I'm like, 2 minutes. I was late for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you call off the date because I was late for 2? I wish, you know, there are some things that are unforgivable. Like if you're dating this guy but akikula githeri unafikiria anafua jeans. That's a problem right there. Or they have a bad name. You know, these names where you're like, hey, my children, or, you know, those are issues that you can put on the table and write off someone. Here, you're a perfect guy.
Yeah.
You look handsome. Every other chick thinks you're the hottest human being. And then, because you're late for 2 minutes, I'm like, this is too much.
No, but
Then
you
we
see,
went for Prima.
Yeah, so Prima, I think also some of the things, like now we learned about conflict resolution. What type of fighter are you? Are you a gorilla? You are what?
You are a skunk. There's a part where
Leo mtu
a
atalala-
skunk.
leo mtu atalala kwa kiti. Then
No. You should tell them what a skunk is so that they don't say ulitukana bibi yako. Skunk is that spouse who in a fight Fight haiwezi anzia tu sahi. They have to look for history. I think that's like they do a SWOT.
Yeah,
Then they major on weaknesses.
yeah, but I think also
Yeah, mama. You should
you're
ask
a
me what
gorilla.
No.
You're a
No. I'm not a gorilla. I am an ostrich.
you're an ostrich.
Nothing moves me. I need to look for a hole and sink my head. And I think
Okay.
those are the important things about premarital counseling. One of the things is we had 10 couples.
Yeah.
We realized, and they are watching,
Yeah.
we had the least problems. Like our problems were
A drop in the ocean.
drop in the ocean.
But you know what I also liked was in Prima, like would be given assignments, and I think the assignments, like for us, really helped us learn how to talk. You know, like small questions. Nani atatupa takataka? You know, are the small things that can be a deal breaker.
But do you know you've never tupa takataka?
Takataka ni si niliandika kwa hiyo form mzee natupa takataka.
You know, by the
Husband
yeah.
anatupa takataka si mimi.
I have hata tunajanga katasika 10. I
Happy
have
will
to
do
come.
that.
So I used to feel bad at first, and then I've realized I'm the trash man. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked how practical the lessons were, and the people who would facilitate they had different facilitators, different couples. If it's 15 years, I mean, someone who's been married for 15 years, they've seen it all. So by the time they're talking to you guys, they're talking from a point of authority. Finances, we had guys who dealt with finances. You know, how do we handle money from, say, if our parents ask for money, how do we deal with that? And you know, those are things when you are dating, you really don't talk about those things, you know.
From where I come from, they taught us how to deal with your relatives. You know, for us, we have even redefined relatives. Like all your cousins are your brothers. So, yeah. Everyone the age of your mother is your mother.
Auntie.
So you can welcome them. And
Yeah,
all that.
yeah.
So I think getting to know that you're getting into a union with the lady, you have to form your own little entity and world. Building the rules for that world becomes critical.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, it ends with they date in a hotel. I almost said Java.
Yes.
You know, you have a date and you're enjoying that meal.
The folks
so
look
all
nice.
the things you're talking about is chips, like Java or KFC, but you're not really dealing with the real issues. That in my world, we see things in a certain way.
Yeah, or maybe also things like
and that's
responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, we are both firstborns. How do we handle, because I was taking care of my family, I was taking care of his family, how do we synchronize that? It gave us the opportunity to address some of those things. And the good thing is, I know Prima does not, it will not give you like 100%. It's not a 100% solution, but it helps you guys start conversations so that when you find yourselves in a certain situation, it will not, I'll not say it's 100%, but at least it helped us get a proper foundation.
One of my greatest takeaway from Prima, they told me this and it has stuck with me. That it is, you know the way in Kenya, the way the president says something, then they say it is not what the president said. It is what the police heard. That's the same thing like in marriage. It is not what you say, it is what your wife hears you say. So after you have said it, go into how I'll say, what did you hear me say? You might just be saying as simple as, let me go watch Game Me a Manu with my boys. What she's hearing is, you are saying she's boring and you're looking for better company.
The boys' company.
So it is for you to, and I think in communication, that is huge. And I think Prima has a way of helping you just understand how to communicate, how to talk to each other and not at each other. Like even the tone, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Yeah. The tone of what you said will be used against you. Your wife will tell you, why are you shouting at me? And yet you're not shouting. And because of that, then you start shouting, then it confirms what you're saying.
Yeah.
She was very prophetic. She was just prophesying. So learning to tone down, learning to fight fair.
And also things like the purpose of marriage.
Purpose
of
marriage,
It's not about me, it's about us. You know, we are one team.
Considering, by the way, we live in a world where all the reasons that people were using for marriage can be punctured.
Yeah.
If it's companionship, you can get a dog.
Yeah.
If it is
kupikiwa, you can
if
buy
it is
food.
number 6, you can even buy it from the streets. If it is like everything, you can get it outside marriage. So the question is, why marriage then? Why?
Yes.
But I've seen a lot of people who lose a marriage and then they go to the next one, meaning there's something mysterious about marriage that we need to unpack.
Yeah.
And that's important.
Yeah, and then we also went for, I mean, like the second Prima was equally good. Like it was also really good. It gave us very good foundations as far as marriage was concerned. You know, how do you, like now in terms of scripture, what does the Bible say? You know, about
It was more
fighting.
like, it was more like theological school,
Yes.
but only talking about marriage.
Yes, yes, yes.
The pastor was only one facilitator, and he was very serious with the wife.
Yes.
Otherwise, just
But they
teaching-
did a good job.
Did a good job.
They did a
yeah.
really good job.
They spoke to you.
Yes.
Spoke to you.
It was
you know,
my
this,
kind.
you know this thing of submission that you're still struggling with.
Oh,
They
by the
did-
way,
that's
that,
where
that
they,
one,
that's
I
o-
think...
that's the only place they.
Yeah.
they
No,
did.
I think that one God sent me because of submission. And to be honest, we'll talk about it in one of our episodes. But I really struggled with submission. I really did. But now, because of the classes we had gone through and what we had discussed, you know, at times I think you think, like I'm saying, you can go for Prima. It's theory. But now when you start living what you learned, there are things are like, hey, God, you need to come in. You need to come and work on me because I don't think I can do this on my own.